Shohei Ohtani's first start on the mound in 2026.
From MLB.com, this is the Morning Lineup Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Monaghan. Today is Wednesday, April 1st, and the season is over. April Fools. Come on, guys. The season just started. Shohei Ohtani, that guy who hits and pitches like nobody ever has in the history of the sport, made his first start of 2026 on the mound last night. And we can confirm he still got it. There's also a hot new prospect slinging strikes off the mound for the Phillies, and he's already got his own fan club. There's a guy 20 years older than him who is still slinging strikes up in Toronto. Max Fried is also really good. And Pete Alonso hit a home run off Jacob deGrom? What? Just stay with me. Let's get to it. There are some things you can take for granted, like, say, the sun. But there is one thing that you should never take for granted. Shohei Ohtani pitching and hitting. On Tuesday night, he was doing that again in his first start on the mound of 2026. Ohtani was going up against the Guardians, and well, he looked so good.
1-2 to Hoskins is swung on and miss. 6 Ks over 6 scoreless innings in his season debut.
The two-way sensation struck out 6 over 6 scoreless innings, while allowing just 1 hit and 3 walks. At the plate, he was able to just record a single, but that's because Cleveland pitchers were scared and walked him twice. But the Dodgers didn't really need his bat. They got an RBI single from Andy Pages in the 4th, and in the 6th, Maximum Muncy.
High drive, right field, how far? Max Muncy with his first home run of the year.
After getting 2 more runs in the 8th, it turned into a 4-1 dominant Dodgers win. To make matters worse for Cleveland, Guardians rookie sensation Chase DeLauder, who had 4 homers already this season, left the game after hitting a pitch off his ankle in the first inning. The severity of the injury is not known, but we'll find out more in the next day or two. He's a large human being. I'm not sure that's always the takeaway you want from someone seeing you for the first time, but for a pitcher, it's usually pretty good. That's what scouts said about 6'7" Andrew Painter, who was drafted 13th overall by the Phillies back in 2021. After setbacks and Tommy John surgery, baseball's number 26 ranked prospect finally made his big league debut against the Nationals on Tuesday, and he did not disappoint.
8 strikeouts. That'll do it. Wow, what a roar from the crowd. Soak it in, everybody. You don't get this every day in a major league debut. Andrew Painter is done, but it's just the beginning.
The 22-year-old gave up just a run and 4 hits while walking 1 over 5 1/3 innings. He also struck out 8 with his array of 99-mile-an-hour fastballs, put-away curveballs, changeups, and sliders. You could say he painted the corners. I mean, how could I not make that joke? Painter even had a group of Philly fans dressed up as painters called Painters Painters. Very clever, Philadelphia.
Painters are there. Yeah, they need a strikeout.
That is beautiful.
And of course, Painter's start was supported by none other than the Schwarbinator.
Fly ball, right field, hit well. It is gone! Kyle Schwarber has given the Phils a lead.
Kyle Schwarber's second homer of the young season. He's now on pace for 65 on the year. He could get there. The Phils won 3-2 and moved to 2-3 on the season. And Andrew Painter got his very first win and what could be many, many more to come. Coming up, Max Scherzer is still mad. And he's also still very much Max Scherzer, as in, he's good. That's after the break. Max Scherzer is 41 years old. You'd think that maybe after 18 years in the majors, he might lose a little bit of his insane Mad Max energy for playing baseball. But before his 2026 debut for the Blue Jays against the Rockies on Tuesday, he very much showed he is the same Mad Max.
And look at Max Scherzer, unable to stand still, waiting to get the signal that enough time has passed and we are close enough to the scheduled first pitch time for him to get out on the mound.
And then, well, Scherzer went out and tossed a gem for Toronto. 6 innings, 4 hits, an earned run, and 4 strikeouts.
Swing and miss. Scherzer goes to the slower curveball, and he strikes out Tovar.
Vlad Jr. had 2 hits and an RBI. Ernie Clement had an RBI double. And that new really good guy, Kazuma Okamoto, had a big RBI single in Toronto's 6-1 win.
Ripped on the line, down in left field, a base hit. Straw gets the wave around third. RBI single, Okamoto. He just can't stop delivering. It's 3-1 Blue Jays.
It was a big start for Scherzer. The Jays just found out that starter Cody Ponce will likely miss a lot of time this season with a sprained ACL, potentially the whole year, depending on further testing. If Scherzer is Scherzer, he can be a big boost to a hobbled Toronto rotation. It was also Mad Max's 222nd win of his career, moving him into a tie for 78th place all time with Jerry Koosman and Tim Hudson. Clayton Kershaw is next at 223 career victories. The Jays are now 4-1 on the season. Speaking of Maxes,
7 strong innings, Max Fried. Really well done.
Max Fried has still not given up a run in 2026. He shut down the Mariners over 7 scoreless, helping the Yankees to a 5-0 win. The lefty gave up just 3 hits and struck out 6. He's now thrown 13 1/3 scoreless innings to start the year. What if he never gives up a run again? Giancarlo Stanton also stayed hot with 2 more hits and 2 more RBIs. He's now hitting .500. The Yanks moved to 4-1 on the year. Big news for Seattle though. They've agreed to an 8-year, $95 million deal with 20-year-old shortstop prospect Colt Emerson, a record for a prospect who hasn't played 1 game in the majors, although that could change this year. Emerson is the number 7 overall prospect in baseball, according to MLB Pipeline, and Seattle is banking on him being great for years to come. Elsewhere around the league,
Pete Alonso to deep left center field, and there it is!
Pete Alonso hit his very first home run of the season off old Mets friend Jacob deGrom. I wonder if Noah Syndergaard was watching somewhere. But the Rangers got the last laugh as they topped the Orioles 8-5. Corey Seager and Danny Jansen homered for Texas, while deGrom struck out 7 over 4 2/3 while giving up 3 runs. The A's will not go 0 for the season. The Athletics got their first win of 2026 against the Braves, 5-2, to move to 1-4 on the year. Shea Langeliers hit his league-leading 4th homer. Shea Bangeliers? He ties Jimmy Fox for the most homers through an A's first 5 games of the season. And Aaron Savali gave up just 2 runs and 4 hits on 5 innings for the victory. Ellie De La Cruz hit 1 homer, but O'Neill Cruz hit 2 homers, including a monstrous 444-foot shot. And the Pirates beat the Reds 8-3. Pittsburgh pitchers, led by Bubba Chandler, also held Reds hitters hitless through the first 6 1/3 innings. The Pirates are 2-3 on the year, while the Reds are 3-2. Shane McClanahan made his long-awaited return from his 2nd Tommy John surgery and a nerve issue, a pause in big league pitching that has lasted 972 days, and he was great. The Rays lefty held the Brewers hitless through 4, but ended up giving up 2 earned runs in an eventual 6-2 loss. Brandon Woodruff gave up just 2 runs over 5, and Gary, he's so scary, Sanchez hit his 2nd dinger of the season to help Milwaukee to their 4th win. Hunter Brown continued his dominance from the 2025 season, holding the Red Sox to just 1 run and 1 hit over 6 innings, striking out 8. The Astros bats also helped out a little bit. They scored 9 runs. Yordan Alvarez had 2 hits and 2 RBIs, including his 3rd homer of the season. Carlos Correa also had 2 hits and 2 RBIs, getting Houston to 4-2 on the year and dropping Boston to 1-4. Finally, down 5-1 to the Tigers, the D-backs used a huge 6-run 8th inning to storm all the way back and beat Detroit 7-5. Jose Fernandez hit his first 2 career home runs, including the game-deciding 3-run, 2-run shot in the 8th off likely future Hall of Fame closer Kenley Jansen. For any other news and scores, head on over to MLB.com. That's all for today's morning lineup. Anthony Casarins will be back on tomorrow. We've got 15 games on today, and mostly during the daytime. You can watch Paul Skeens try to bring down his 67.5 ERA. That is not an April Fool's joke, at 12:40 p.m. Eastern against the Reds. And then catch Tarek Skubal toss his Cy Young tosses against the D-backs at 3:40 p.m. Eastern, all on MLB.tv. And as always, please don't forget to leave us a rating and a review, share this episode with the baseball lovers in your life, and enjoy all the daylight baseball.